Let's go.
Wow. I didn't think this episode was really going to hit that close of a deep feeling. Not only did I get a sense of real world reality, well, in the world we live in today, which is absolutely true, and also when it comes to a certain series like Toriko, I actually got a little bit of Toriko vibes with that too, but mainly real life world struggles or just importance in general, and like the crazy batshit insane stuff that's going into the world today. And this show handled that particular topic quite well. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, bronies of all ages, My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Season 6, Episode 16, The Times Are a-Changing. Really like the name of the title there, because that actually fits. I like that. That's actually a pretty clever name, especially because of the end of the episode, which, you know, makes sense why it's called that. But anyways, so the episode that was really incredibly hyped throughout the entire season, the whole zooming in thing that we found out that it actually is, we were actually right, bitch, we guessed it, we were right, a changeling. And a changeling named THORAX that pretty much made his way into Equestria, seeking out the importance of love and friendship. But of course, all the ponies pretty much panic because he's so-called different than the other ponies because he's a changeling. They think all changelings are evil. They're gonna actually find a way to get all the other changeling armies and come here to invade the Crystal Empire. Yeah, again, when it comes to that recent plot of the episode, it very hits close to home to real life problems that we're facing when it comes to, you know, terrorism, when it comes to ISIS, when it comes to even the most important topic that this episode handles very well, and that's racism. Ha! Take that, Simple Ways. You fucking suck. Honestly, I think this episode handled it a hell of a lot better compared to Simple Ways. This was a great way to actually handle the topic of racism quite well, and especially because of all the craziness that's going on right now, especially when it comes to the current election that's going on right now, and, you know, a certain big controversial person that we do not want to become president of the United States. Well, you know, my personal opinion, you know, many others have their personal opinion. Again, I don't want to mention names. I don't want to mention political stuff on my reviews because it's hard, because then, you know, all the hate's gonna come saying like, oh, you know, you don't know shit, like, you know, you don't know that he can be really a great leader in the end and stuff like that. You just don't know that. You know, I just laugh at shit like that, like hate comments, and it's just kind of annoying. So again, I'm not going to mention that particular person in general, but especially when it comes to Shiny Armor, which is exactly acting like that particular person. I'll give you a hint. His first name begins with D, and his last name begins with T. Yeah, I bet you already know who I'm already talking about. And again, that's all I'm going to say on that, okay? That's all I am going to say on that. I'm not going to get into further details. I'm not that kind of guy who brings up political shit in my reviews because, again, I don't want all this controversial hate. But here's the thing. The reason why I brought a bit up was because it does relate to this kind of problem, especially from that particular person who's a complete bigot who wants to pretty much ban all Muslims in this fucking country and thinks that most of Mexicans and Spanish people and stuff like that are complete rapists, and thinking that little tiny little bits of people are not that bad, but the majority, oh yeah, they're racists and drug dealers. Same thing goes with this episode when it comes to Shiny Armor. They didn't really trust the changeling because, oh, all changelings are evil. You know, he's gonna find a way to get his little buddies on the down low and try to come here into our empire and actually invade it and kill us all. Like, you know, that's pretty much the shit that's going down. A lot of people don't trust different kind of races. Most of the time, there are some white on black, you know, stuff that goes down. There are, you know, stuff that people don't trust certain Muslims and stuff because of terrorists, which again is pretty fucked up. But again, that's the kind of world we live in, and this is exactly the example here. But moving on from that prayer message, we'll get to the plot of the episode. And like I already mentioned the plot before, that's that. But meanwhile, we see that Twilight and Starlight surprise motherfucker, did not think that Starlight was actually going to be joining Twilight Sparkle. Surprisingly, Starlight, which again has been relevant for a quite good while on season 6. I mean, again, we only saw her mainly in the premiere, so maybe like 1, maybe 3 episodes within this season. That's kind of sad. Okay, fine, count this episode 2, so it's like 4. But wait a minute, you missed an episode. I'm like, yeah, I know, Spice Up Your Life had her, but like what, 1 fucking scene? I don't count that, because that's 1 fucking scene, and that's it. It's only 1 scene. Only 1 fucking scene and we're done. It's just basically Starlight, and she's just like staring at people, you know, while the fucking map is rotating to see which pony's gonna go to which location. That's all it was. That's it. She wasn't part of the main fucking episode. So I don't really count her. Mainly, I count her more here because she was somewhat more relevant in this episode, because we did see her traveling with Twilight because she wants to pretty much see Sunburst again, and pretty much wants to help Twilight as much as she can in order to get more improvement on her training, on her friendship lessons and stuff, and to actually, you know, help in the many ways possible if anything goes wrong, etc., etc. Because, you know, she is Twilight Senpai, and she must do what Senpai says, just saying. So Spike is pretty much trying to disguise himself, trying not to get noticed from the crowd, that he has saved the Crystal Empire twice. So it does kind of make sense. There's a lot of popularity, a lot of paparazzi going around, especially during Season 6's premiere, when we saw a whole bunch of ponies just crowd around Spike, which is pretty damn obvious that, yeah, he is, like, really freaking incredible. Like, he really is. And it's like, wow. So that explains why he's getting all the popularity. So he thought his disguise would work, but then when they got to the town, they realized everything is strange. There's no pony in sight. Everyone's pretty much hiding. And as soon as they see Spike the Brave, everyone's like, oh my god, Spike Senpai! Ah! Like, everyone's there. They're all trying to cheer him on. But they're like, wait a minute. What if he's one of them? And then they kind of just like stop altogether, and they're like, what the hell's going on? They go to the guards. They don't even trust them, especially when Spike says, you know, the savior of the Crystal Empire. Right here, bitches. Yeah, no flex zone. And basically, you know, they're like, well, we don't sort of believe you there, so yeah, we're gonna need some proof. But then Cadence, of course, comes in, and I really did love how they brought the whole Sunshine, Sunshine, Ladybug's Awake song. That was actually pretty cool. I'm actually glad they brought that back. And that was actually really cool proof to actually do that, which was awesome. But of course, there was one that I was not approved to see, and that was Shining Armor. Shining Armor, my god, was he the most bigoted racist I have ever seen in this episode. I kind of had a little bit of disrespect for Shiny after I basically saw this episode, because if we learned something today about Shining Armor we never knew, Shining Armor's a fucking racist. Like, literally, like, just racist and bigoted, and oh god, I don't want to bring that particular person up, but yeah, he's kind of like him away in this episode, saying that, oh, you don't know that, he's probably going to get all those people, all those changeling terrorists, and just try to bring them here, and stuff like that. So, yeah, like, yeah, a lot of bigotry towards it, and honestly, I just really lost respect for Shining Armor when it comes to that, because honestly, okay, fine, yeah, you could say he apologized at the end, you know, he made mincemeats. But at the end of the day, that I think was my only problem with the episode, was that Shining Armor was way, way, way too no chill. He was way too strict. Like, dude, chill the fuck out. Like, honestly, just chill the fuck out. Just chill the fuck out. Dude, just chill. Honestly, hashtag he has no chill. He literally just wants every changeling fucking dead. Like, literally, it's like, dude, what the hell? So Shining Armor, I think, was my only little tiny problem with this episode, with the whole times they were changing. But meanwhile, though, we see Spike, while he wants to go investigate with the other guards of the ponies, we finally meet Thorax. And we actually did learn this episode, which I really loved a lot, was the fact that we got to learn how changelings were born, which I thought was actually really cool. How they're born in that little cave in the eggs. They're just so cute and adorable. Like, oh my god. Now I saw my homegirl Chrysalis. Yeah, that was that hype because I fucking got an erection. Because fucking Chrysalis, best queen. Bow down, bitches. Fucking Chrysalis right there, man. Yeah. When I saw her, I'm like, yes. All right, god damn it, I'm hyped. Okay. I did lose a bit of hype because I really wanted to see Chrysalis again. That would have been so cool. Like, if Chrysalis were to find THORAX somewhere and be like, yo, what are you doing? You can't be making friends. And stuff like that. That would have been cool, though. I would have loved to see her come by, and that would have been really interesting to see her. Like, only in a 30-minute episode, mind you, but it would have been really cool just to, like, fit her in there. That would have been insane. Like, oh my god, just seeing her again. I would have flew out my fucking window. Like, yes, this episode's automatic, yo. I don't care. It's automatic, yo. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. It's automatic, yo. I don't care. I don't care. Because I'm biased like that. Because Chrysalis is fucking OG. I don't care. But granted, though, I'm not... Oh, okay. Let me move on from fangasming over Chrysalis. It was really interesting to see how the changelings were born from the eggs. And just seeing Chrysalis saying, like, nah, you're too lighthearted. I think we just put you on the side. But even though it's weird how the changelings feed on love, but when it comes to his personal reason, he really just wants friendship. He doesn't want he just wants a lot of love and friendship. Like, he's not like particularly evil and stuff like that like the other changelings. He's not like that at all. He just wants a friend. That's all he wanted. Like, he didn't want to be particularly evil. He just wants love. He doesn't want to feed on the subjects of love. He just actually wants real emotional love. That and friendship, which is obvious, which is what Spike actually did. So, yeah, so I think that was actually handled quite well. And I like how they hiss, too. They're actually kind of like cats, which is kind of cute. So anyways, though, when THORAX and Spike become like the best of buds, apparently they didn't believe a story about, changelings and dragons and ponies could become friends. Like, oh, he's my friend. Oh, yeah, I'll play. Nah, that's impossible. Okay, I don't really think they were really that... Okay, they weren't really, like, just, like, shiny and just being rich. But I thought they were just, like, just being funny. I was like, nah, get out of here. Like, you're living in Bizarro World. There's no way. That would never happen. It's impossible, Spike. What world do you live in, man? You're funny, man. You're funny. But then, Shiny was like, oh, man, it's not funny, man. Like, they try to take over the Empire. They try to fuck my wife. Okay, not literally fuck my wife, but, dude, that was not cool. Like, honestly, it's like, dude, shut up. Honestly. But other than that, though, that was my only complaint I had about the episode again. But moving on from those parts, we see that in order for him to fit in, he actually changed his name to, I believe, Crystal Hoof, that was his name, into like a pony-shaped form. And when he got introduced more into Spike and the rest of the ponies, he was starting to freak out about how much love he was feeling, that he was trying to actually hold his powers back to feed on the subjects of love when he saw little Flurry Heart. Which, yes, Flurry Heart is adorable. Oh, yeah! I forgot to mention that, too. We're seeing Flurry Heart again. Moving on, so what happens is when he sees Flurry Heart, all the adorableness of the little baby, and he couldn't help it that the love was taking over him, like the actual feeding. It's like it's feeding time for him. He was hungry. He's hungry for love. Now again, when I said Toriko vibes, I meant it because when it comes to a certain character in Toriko named Midora, in his flashback, he was hungry all the time. Like, no matter how much food he ate, he was always starving for more food. And it wasn't, and deep down the lesson in the end, that he wasn't always just hungry for food. It wasn't the food he was more craving. It wasn't appetite. What his true appetite was, a family, and love and respect. And that right there brought me a little bit of Toriko vibes right there from Midora's past. And I'm really glad at the end. By the way, Spike's song in the episode, I liked it a lot. It was nice, it was heartwarming. And finally he gets a solo song. We're not counting the Holiday album, which I thought that was a great song too. But granted though, this was a very nice change of pace. Finally getting a Spike song that didn't suck compared to the Equestria Games fuck up that he did. But granted, though, this was very nice, very touching, and I enjoyed it overall. So when it comes to this episode, especially how they actually learn at the end that, if it takes one person to actually change someone else, then I'm pretty sure they can influence the same to their other kind as well to become just like them, as a good example. So that was really nice of the way they accepted them at the end. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the episode. I liked the lesson overall. It tackled the issue quite well, especially real life. I'm going to give the episode a 4.5 out of 5. A great plus episode. My only little complaint again was the whole bigotry of Shining Armor in this episode was kind of getting a little bit fucking annoying. I didn't really care too much. Now, I'm not going to really get points off for Starlight because, let's be honest, she was only there just for the baby in the end and just to spend time at Twilight to learn more about friendship. That's basically it. And to see her little butt buddy friend. I mean, just her friend, fucking Sunburst. And then, of course, we have the baby. We have Flurry Heart returning the episode. Just a cute, adorable baby. Nothing funny, nothing, you know. I mean, I could have given a points off for that, but it's whatever, you know? It's just whatever. When it comes to the lesson, that's what made the episode great. The whole plot of the episode was just great as a whole. Like, again, I think it was just Shiny Armor. That was a bit of the problem of the episode. I mean, true, you could say Flurry Heart, but Flurry Heart's just Flurry Heart now. So, it is what it is. I can't really complain about that. She's just a cute, adorable little alicorn, and I can't really say anything else. So, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of this week's episode of The Times Are Changing. Did you love the episode? Did you hate the episode? Did you think the episode was worth the hype? Did you really think we could have had this more better as a season finale instead of just like one single episode? I mean, instead of just having it early. And what will the season finale truly bring us if it's not going to be the Changeling now? What it could possibly be. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and that's it. I'll see you guys next week for episode 17, which is Dungeons and Discords, which I'm excited for. It's an RPG type episode, and I cannot wait. That's going to look like a fun episode. Maybe much better than the Cart Before the Ponies, which I hope. It's Discord. He's the Troll King. We all know it's going to be goddamn hilarious. So, I'll see you guys next week for that. So, peace, soul, love, chicken grease, and the sky's the limit. Bro hoof to all you bronies, anime manga fans, keep supporting what you read and what you watch, and that's it. I'll see you guys next week for episode 17.